Siegfried sent me. I helped him hunt some wolves.
Aye. You've come just in time. Those fucking wolves made their mother bitch burn in hell. They scattered my sheep all over the countryside. I caught all of them except one. I can't for the love of God find her. And my master's already accused me of selling her.
Should I help you find her?
More like what's left of her. Aye. With a little luck, the wolves left her head intact. So just cut off her ear.
Right. Why the ear?
Because it's marked. Every farmer burned his own brand on his sheep so he can recognize them, eh? When Master sees that ear, he'll believe me. No one will buy a sheep without an ear. That'd be suspicious.
And what if I meet up with those wolves?
Aye. What do you think? Kill him.
All right, I'll look for your lost sheep. Well, for her ear, at least.
Thanks. I have enough work on my hands keeping my eyes on the rest of them. If it's not a hungry wolf, it's a hungry soldier.
Where should I start?
Aye. During all the ruckus, I saw the wolves run off down there into the forest. So I'd start there.
Take care, friend.
This must be that lost sheep. I found the dead sheep, or at least what's left of her.
Aye. And do you have the ear?
There you go.
Finally. My master will believe me. It's a shame about the sheep. I'd be happier if she'd stayed whole.
It was my pleasure. If that's not enough for him, he can go to the hill in the forest to see for himself. She's still lying there.
Aye, he's too lazy for that. And here's what I promised you. You defended my honor.
Take care, friend.
Siegfried said you might welcome some help.
Aye, and you've come just in time, lad. I just bought this fucking animal from Siegfried. He gave me a friend's discount, but I shouldn't have taken that ram even if it was free.
Slow down a little. What ram?
As soon as he got a sniff of wolves, he hightailed it out of there.
You think a sheep would stay in the herd?
Aye, exactly. This ram ran off straight into the deepest, darkest forest, and I'm supposed to look for him there at my age. The wolves are said to be in that part of the forest.
Let me guess. You want me to go in there?
A few years ago, I would have gone in there with pleasure and given them a beating. But what can I do now? I'm so old. You're still young. It'll be easy for you.
I'll help you.
Oh, that would be mighty nice of you. That ram dumb as a log, but losing even a single sheep would be a shame. There are some clearings not far from here in the woods. If he's still alive, he'll definitely be grazing there.
He'll come with me, just like that.
No, but take this carrot. He'll follow you to the ends of the earth for that.
Now, what does that remind me of?
Take care.
Whoa. It's Ignatius. Greetings, Ignatius. I heard you were lost. No, you don't say. You're lucky the wolves didn't get you. Don't worry. I'll get you home this time. Sit. I said, sit. Oh, aye. Only for carrots. Well, I'm back.
So, what happened? Don't keep me in suspense.
So I brought you Ignatius,
That's wonderful of you. I thought he'd be done for.
and he almost was too. The wolves were just coming for him.
Then you have my admiration. I'd have probably run for the hills.
So I deserve some kind of reward, don't I?
Absolutely, absolutely. Here, you have everything I can afford. You got that thorn out of my side. Or rather, that wolf from my arse. You deserve it all. And if you want to help someone else, then there's Nathan hereabouts. Not a name you hear often, eh? Well, not everyone can be called Hans or Dorothy. His parents had a bit of imagination. Unlike some folks. Now, where was I? Oh, right. Nathan's herd grazes to the west of Semi. He's got a nice little place there, I've got to give him that. Maybe he's also having some trouble. See you soon, my friend.
Blessings to you.
The other shepherd said you might need some help. Did you lose a sheep or something?
Aye, I did. It used to be a sheep would wander off and get lost in the woods sometimes, but now it's different. Now, several of them get lost all at once, and I never find them again. The last time was a few days ago.
Do you think wolves are behind it?
Well, that's what's so mysterious. I never found no wolf tracks.
I find it strange they'd just disappear.
You're not the only one. I found a pool of blood and a sheep's ear nearby, but no sign of the animals. It's almost like someone ate them whole. Only they didn't like that ear.
Oh, I'm a bit of an expert when it comes to finding lost sheep. I can help you.
Well, that'd be bloody nice of you. I can't even get a wink of sleep over it.
Where can I find that place with the blood?
Not far from here, over by the crossroads. Just please be careful. It could be a werewolf.
That wouldn't be good. I'm no monster slayer.
If it is a werewolf, just turn tail and come back. We'll get a group of fellas together and go and sort it out. Pitchforks, torches, holy water and all that. I just don't want to cause a panic before we know what we're dealing with.
So you're sending me in as bait?
You look like someone who doesn't scare easy and knows how to fight, unlike me. I reckon you can handle it.
All right then. But what if it turns out they're just ordinary wolves?
Then you can bring me their ears and I'll reward you. Take care and consider taking a bath, eh?
A broken arrow. Could it be our werewolf hunts sheep with a bow? I wonder if Mutt would be able to track him down. Track! this must be Nathan's stolen sheep. This was no werewolf, just some ordinary bandits.
Get out! Ah! Attack! Come and help us! Hey! Take it from the side! Christ! I'm hit! I can't aim! Go fuck yourself! I'll shoot your head off! Ah, shit. Show me what you're made of then. Ah!
Well, I solved the mystery. I found the sheep.
Really? Don't keep me in suspense. Tell me what happened.
There were some bandits camping in the forest. Ordinary men. No werewolves.
Bloody hell. Why didn't I think of that? What did you do with them? I hope they'll leave me alone now.
I just wanted to talk, but they wouldn't listen to reason. So I cut them down.
Christ almighty. Slaughtering folks over a few sheep. Though I reckon if I lost any more sheep, then folks from the village would kill me.
Well, they could have just left. Or stopped stealing.
Aye, I suppose you're right. You deserve a reward anyway. Here it is. Enjoy it in good health.
Thanks.
Oh, and if you want to sell those ears to someone, the hunter will buy them. Farewell, and what?
Do you know where I can find Nickvard? The scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time. I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nickvard.
Aye, I heard you. Say, can you read?
I can.
In that case, would you mind reading this message I have from Nickvard?
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Capon. Never mind. Read on. Though I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, and I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void, but fear not, I shall get them back. May this be the first task on the road to your liberation. That's it.
Beautiful.
True enough. Nickvard has a flair for the dramatic.
My, that's Liebach for you.
But what does it mean? Can you explain any of it to me?
Lord Liebach has taken a liking to me. I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me. But then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion book. He said it would light a flame in him that would burn out all that's old. So I suppose it worked. Hooray!
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Look, can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here talking about some old lovelorn nobleman.
I understand. Just one more thing, please. When was the last time you saw Nickvard? And where?
The last time was in the Knight's Hall, but that was a long time ago. I found that message a few days ago. Hard to say where he's off to.
Thanks anyway.
Careful.
wasn't raining, though.
How can I help you today, friend?
Lord be with you.
I'm looking for Nickvard. The scribe told me you might know something about him.
Hey, Nick. I mean, Lord Libac. I almost forgot about him. I suppose his task wasn't so pressing, hmm?
What do you mean, forgot?
Nick Libac, that is, entrusted me with a big task quite a while back. He's a castle lord. Obviously, I had to obey him. But then I heard what another castle lord was planning, von Berghoff, and I had to obey him even more. He says there's a war on. So here I am, ready to go off to battle.
I need to know more about what Nickvard asked you to do.
No. There are new rules now. You have to prove you're not a spy.
What are you blathering about?
Von Berghoff said there's a war on, right now. I told him, watch out for spies, Sir Otto. But fear not, I know how to sniff them out. You're a spy yourself, ain't you?
I'm not.
Ha! That's exactly what a spy would say. That's why you have to be vetted, to see if you're really on our side. The side that Nickvard's on, just so you know. We're all friends here. You can join us.
I'd like to.
Hold your horses. First a test.
Tell me what you want from me, then.
A sword.
Sword? Hmm? What sword?
A long and very good one to help me deal with other spies. If you bring it to me, I'll know you're not an enemy spy who should fear me. Forge one, buy one, or even steal one for me. Maybe from one of the guards at the training ground or down by the gate. During the day, they're not in the towers anyway. Once I get a sword, I'll fill you in on Nickvard's task.
You wanted a sword? So look at what I got for you.
That's perfect. Lovely. I don't think you're a spy. Can't say for sure, but you seem all right.
What about Nickvard, then?
Nickvard asked me to do something for him. He must have admired my devotion to Lord von Berghoff. Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. He wanted me to fetch him something he lost outside the castle. And I told him I would. At least I could check to see if anyone was sneaking around about the castle. But then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran off. So I never found out what he wanted, or from where.
That's all?
Aye. If you run into Nickvard, ask him if he still needs it or whether he found it himself. I'll be going into war soon, so I don't have time for these things, see?
I'll tell him. About that lost alchemy book.
Please tell me you found it.
Not yet. But I searched for Nickvard, and I have some clues.
Tell me what you've learnt, then.
It looks like Nickvard brewed some sort of potion from the book. He told Regina it would restore his youth, but the potion didn't sit well with him. He must have spent a lot of time on the privy at the training grounds below the Crone. Bertha brewed a digestive potion for him, but it didn't work. When he wasn't shitting or writing notes to servants, he asked Hirsch to bring him something from beyond the castle walls. He lost something there, and then he vanished without a trace.
What do you think about it?
You said that Nickvard had a habit of carrying books everywhere with him. If that was the case with the alchemy one, it's possible it fell down the latrine while he was shitting by the training ground. And now it's lying somewhere on the cliffs beyond Trotsky.
That actually sounds quite likely to me. Let's pray he didn't use it to wipe himself. Go there and look. Perhaps you'll find the book, and Nickvard too.
God! God! God!
Whoa.
I hope someone pays for a requiem mass.
You must be Nickvard, eh?
Hail?
Poor wretch.
Oh, it's starting to sting. Where's that damn grave digger? I hope someone pays for a requiem.
Sand-coloured cover, embossed. That'll be the book Crazer wants.
It's
But
starting
it's quite
to
ordinary.
sting.
Apart from being covered in shit. I have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
I didn't even look inside.
You had a treasure like this in your hands, and you weren't even curious to have a peek? Well, I suppose it's not for everyone. I'll have a look for myself. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? Oh, God damn it, Crazer, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time.
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself. What do you think is going to happen?
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something, and you'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
No, Z-Neck. First of all, I rather like them legs of his. And secondly, I think we've put him through enough suffering. This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tackets.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our Magnum Opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum Opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, he's pretty spot on. Although weapons were our last order of business. Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
You must have had a real good mother for her to support you like that.
I'd say she didn't have much of a choice. My father was always busy, so she was the one who had to listen to all my questions. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
You left your studies?
And I'm glad I did. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science, alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
So you became a miller?
In the end, I did. As you can see, from then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
So I was right. You're making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnig did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called
Feuerwerkbuch.
We can believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Bertold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.